Hi there, I'm Nita Vail. I am joining you from my quarantine heaven in Sacramento County.
And I'm Michael Delbar, joining you from our family's ranch in Potter Valley.
Welcome to our virtual Western Fair. Thanks so much for carving out a little time for us tonight so we can celebrate conserving rangeland and doing it together. We're so grateful to Tony Moiseau and his family and Gilbert Aguirre at Rancho Mission Viejo. They would have hosted us out on the land this weekend, and we look forward to next year when we can get together again in person. Until then, we are excited to have this chance to connect virtually, all this new technology. Give a shout out in the comments if you have your dancing boots on.
Tonight, we are really missing Bill King singing our national anthem, Tim Coatman, who would normally be giving our invocation, and the rest of you. You have all been in our thoughts and in our prayers, and we hope you're all staying strong and healthy during all this. At this time, we'd like to take a moment of silence for those struggling through this dark time.
Fortunately, there's still light in these times too. You continue to hear the stories about the American spirit prevailing. This inspires us, and we really want to reflect on what we're grateful for. From the fields to the front lines to the family dining room, there are some really amazing people out there working to keep our bodies healthy and our spirits lifted. We know this includes many of you, and we just want to say thank you for all that you're doing. We've been hearing from many of you wanting to know how the Rangeland Trust is doing, and we want to hear how you're doing too. So we'll share an update. We've been working remotely for the past month, and we mean working, not just making the Brady Bunch parodies, because we're not going to have a career in singing.
We are really grateful to say that we've been able to close 3 projects over the last month and a half, and there's more to come. We know we couldn't have done this by ourselves. Thanks to you, we had the funds to be able to do this. And thanks to our landowner partners, title companies, financial institutions, and other agency and conservation collaborators who have also continued working during this period. We are grateful that we are still able to be here doing this work.
You all know this is my last month at the Rangeland Trust. I'll be handing over the reins to our longtime COO, Michael Delbar, on May 1st. In the comments section, you'll find the link to the full story on our CEO transition in the most recent issue of the California Cattleman's magazine. We've been able to be very strategic in planning for the succession, and I'm proud to say that it's gone smoothly and seamlessly, even while working remotely during this unprecedented worldwide quarantine. This speaks to the exemplary leadership from not only Michael, but from our board of directors. It also speaks to the passion of our Legacy Council ambassadors who've been highly engaged during this period, as well as the dedication, passion, and professionalism from our staff. And of course, none of this would have been possible without the incredible community of supporters. You guys keep us going strong.
Nita's leadership is a tough act to follow, and we are ready to carry on, but we need your help. The Rangeland Trust needs your continued support, advocacy, and passion. I'm excited to be continuing to work with you in this new role.
On that note, some toasts are in order. But first, we need to make a drink. Michael, since you've got the Rangeland Trust teardrop trailer out there on your ranch, can you walk us through the creation of our signature drink for the evening?
Sure, Nita. We've named our signature cocktail the Trailblazer as a tribute to all of you for continuing to help us blaze new trails in rangeland conservation. You should have received your list of ingredients. If not, we'll drop them in the comments below. Or feel free to be creative on whatever you have on hand.
Or if you're like me and would prefer a glass of wine, go ahead and pour your favorite. I'm with our communications director, Alyssa Rowland, in Sacramento County. We're standing 6 feet apart, of course, and we're each enjoying a glass from 32 Winds Winery in Healdsburg. Some of you may know Sherry Harkins. She runs 32 Winds, and she's a member of our Legacy Council. Sherry has been instrumental in the planning and creation of our Western Affair since the beginning. And year after year, she just brings that wow factor to our signature event. Shout out to our friends at 32 Winds. They're donating a portion of their wine sales to the Rangeland Trust when you use the promotional code CRTAWA20 through the end of next Friday, April 24th. We'll throw the details in the comments for those that are interested.
As we are talking about supporting the Rangeland Trust, we remember that Western Affair serves as our big fundraising event for the year. If you are able to send us a gift, you can see that it still has a big impact right now. And since we are here at the Teardrop Trailer, here's a reminder that you can bid to have this at your own event by visiting our online auction at www.32auctions.com/AWA2020. You can also submit donations there or on our website. So with that, our signature cocktail. So our signature drink is a Trailblazer. We're going to start with some ice. We're going to use Pendleton whiskey, 2 ounces. 1 ounce of triple sec. A half an ounce of sweet vermouth. And a half an ounce of lemon juice. We're going to give that thing a little bit of a shake. Fresh ice in our glass. And there you have the Trailblazer. Now, for those of you like me that are purists, we're going to go a couple big ice cubes. Once again, Pendleton Midnight. One double shot. Maybe a little extra. You never know when you need more.
How fun was that? Thank you, Michael. What's your drink of choice this evening? Tell us about it in the comments section. And be sure to post a picture of your drink on social media. Get fun and creative. Tag at Rangeland Trust using hashtag conservation cocktails. Now with our drinks in hand, whether there's alcohol involved or not, let's have a couple toasts. First, let's toast to the agricultural community and those throughout the food supply chain for continuing to provide essential services and for keeping food on our tables. I am so proud of our industry. Here's to you. Next, we want to raise a glass to the land, especially the 11,202 acres of working lands we've conserved since we last gathered in June 2019. That includes conservation of Alpo Road Ranch in Sacramento County, Marshall Ranch in Humboldt County, Mercy Ranch in San Benito and Fresno counties, Oak Canyon Ranch in Calaveras County, TS Ranch in Yolo County, Rockfront Ranch in Santa Barbara and San Luis Obispo counties, 2 conserved portions of the Van Beck Ranch in Sacramento County, and extensions to the conserved acreage on the Bennett Tombstone Ranch, Madera County, and the Walker Ranch in Alameda County. Our team's been busy. Here's to the landowners and the funding partners who made these conservation success stories possible.
In the spirit of showing our appreciation for great partners in conservation, we're excited to announce this year's recipients for the Conservation Impact Award and Conservationist of the Year, all of whom have been trailblazers in their fields. The Conservation Impact Award is an honor from the Rangeland Trust in the last few years to recognize an individual who has excelled in environmental protection and has made significant contributions to the advancement of conservation. It is my pleasure on behalf of the California Rangeland Trust to announce Al Jahns as the 2020 recipient of the Conservation Impact Award. Al is a humble and problem-solving attorney who specializes in environmental, natural resources, and real estate law. He has been the Rangeland Trust outside counsel for 2 decades, working with us from almost the start. His expertise and attention to detail has proven invaluable to us, as there is rarely a conservation project that we close that Al has not had some hand in working on. From small acreage mitigation projects to large conservation agreements like the Hearst Ranch, Al has provided us with the legal expertise to make these projects successful. We would not be where we are today without his astute guidance. At this time, I'd like to welcome Al with a few remarks.
Greetings. For almost 2 decades, I've enjoyed the privilege of providing transaction support for California Rangeland Trust's conservation efforts. Over that period, I have very much enjoyed watching the Trust's footprint of conserved rangeland grow ever larger on the California landscape. For me, participating in the collective effort of all stakeholders in crafting an enduring conservation agreement for a particular ranch is always very satisfying. Each ranch property presents unique challenges, and that is so whether it's a relatively small ranch, as in the case of the original Jahns transaction, or a massive ranch, as in the case of the Hearst-San Simeon Ranch transactions. So I'm thankful to the California Rangeland Trust Board and staff for continuing to involve me in your important conservation work. I'm honored to receive this year's Conservation Impact Award, and my virtual hat is off to all of those rangeland stewards whose day-to-day efforts make that impact real. Thanks again.
Thank you, Al, for all of your many contributions to rangeland conservation.
And now for our next award. The Conservationist of the Year Award recognizes achievement in volunteer conservation by a private landowner. This year, I'm so proud to announce Sally Friend and her son, Michael Dennis, of the Carrizo Ranch as the 2020 recipients of the Conservationist of the Year Award. Sally is the definition of a trailblazer, and she is a true humble force in land conservation. With a deep love for the land and her inherent dedication to improve and protect it, Sally has been incredibly thoughtful and generous in her decisions about its future. In 2010, Sally decided to donate the development rights on the Carrizo Ranch in San Luis Obispo County, which at the time totaled 20,274 acres, working with the California Rangeland Trust by use of a conservation easement. Knowing the benefits of contiguous working lands to our quality of life, our environment, and our future, Sally didn't stop there. With a 55-lot subdivision adjacent to the ranch, Sally has spent years working to acquire many of these parcels, staving off development and expanding the Carrizo Ranch. Her son Michael calls it a subdivision in reverse. To date, there's only 4 remaining lots that Sally has yet to acquire from the original 55 lots, a truly remarkable feat. And as Sally expands the ranch, she's continued to conserve the additional acreage by donating the development rights on the new land to the Rangeland Trust. In 2012 and 2019, she partnered with the Rangeland Trust to conserve an additional 5,380 acres and 1,393 acres, respectively. Today, the Carrizo Ranch encompasses more than 27,000 acres, which Sally's son Michael Dennis manages. Prior to returning home to run the ranch in 2006, Michael had his own thriving veterinary practice in Jackson Hole, Wyoming. Taking after his mother, Michael, too, has a deep love for the land. Since taking over management of the ranch, he has implemented holistic range management practices. He stays up to date on new soil health innovations and has partnered with NRCS to improve water infrastructure and those systems on the ranch. As a dedicated steward of the land, Michael understands the importance in taking care of the land so it will take care of us in return. At this time, I'd like to welcome Sally and Michael with a few remarks.
Hello, I'm Michael Dennis, son of Judith Friend. We consider this quite an honor being named Conservationist of the Year by the California Rangeland Trust. My mother spent the last 40 years putting together this spectacular ranch, and it was her wish to put an easement on it to preserve a working ranch into the future. We'd like to thank the Rangeland Trust for making that happen. An outstanding group conceived by ranchers and holding the same values that we do. We can't thank them enough for preserving what we hold so near and dear to us. Thank you.
We are extremely grateful to the Rangeland Trust for awarding the Carrizo Ranch this honor. They have worked with us to maintain and conserve the land as a working cattle ranch while we continue to live there. I hope this award can be an inspiration to others. We are preserving memories of how the land was and how it can be again.
Sally and Michael, thank you for everything that you have done to honor the land and to protect its resources. And Sally, as a woman in ranching, thank you for being such a great role model. Our hats off to you and to the many contributions to rangeland conservation and stewardship. Thank you. We look forward to toasting you, Michael and Al, again in person when we can join together next April.
Before we begin to wrap up our toast for the evening, I'd like to make one more to my friend and mentor, Nita Vail. The California Rangeland Trust is the largest California agricultural land trust in the state. The success it has had, the respect it has earned, and the strength it has built is due to the leadership of over the last 20 years of Nita Vail. Nita has been synonymous with the Rangeland Trust, and she is leaving it in tremendous shape, a high bar to meet and large shoes to fill. It has been a true honor to work with Nita over the last 10 years, and I know she'll still be there when we need her, as the Rangeland Trust will always have a large place in her heart. So please join me in a toast to Nita.
I'm proud to be turning the reins over to Michael Delbar. I've had the pleasure of working side by side with him for the past 10 years. This is what makes this transition so easy, so gratifying, and a handover with true pride. Michael's talent, his family's deep multi-generational roots in the ranching industry, his passion for the Rangeland Trust, and his knowledge of the ins and outs of this organization, it will take it to the next level. I am excited about the future. I am privileged and grateful to have been part of growing the Rangeland Trust over the past 2 decades. I want to take this moment to celebrate the success of the Rangeland Trust. Our supporters, our partners, especially all of you, you are the fabric underlying what we do. Not only the accomplishments, but also the culture in which we have executed them. Having one without the other would not be the cowboy way. I've had the honor of working alongside so many of you and many other genuine, hardworking ranch conservationists to conserve California's precious natural resources. Thank you for all you do in helping make a difference for the land, the people, and the wildlife who rely on it. It's been such an honor. Please raise your glass for a toast to California Rangeland Trust and everyone joining us virtually tonight. Cheers.
Thank you to those who are sending in donations. They really do mean a lot to us, and we're very thankful as we continue to work through new conservation opportunities. Remember, you can make donations at our website at rangelandtrust.org, or when you're bidding on the chance for this wonderful trail drop trailer at your next gathering. Head over to our auction page at 32auctions.com-AWA 2020. And speaking of gatherings, we can't wait to celebrate with you in person at next year's A Western Affair. Save the new date for April 24, 2021 at Rancho Mission Viejo in Orange County. Leave us a thumbs up in the comment section if you are planning on joining us.
I want to thank you again for joining us tonight. A quick reminder that the fun's just beginning. Keep an eye out in your inboxes for links to virtual ranch tours, announcements of projects that are soon to close, and other happenings. We hope you have a great evening, and we look forward to seeing you as soon as we can. Cheers.